Hello and welcome everybody to KSB TV. You have already seen it in the title. Today we have Kodiak in the house and he is explaining the new exciting
Going on? No, you're
token.
live.
I'm sorry, I have
Okay,
some
no
issues
worries.
here. A very new exciting token naming Communis. And the Hex Lion came to me and said, hey, Abel, well, there is something new launching and we have to look at it. And this is the day today. So let's bring on our introduction here. We will talk a little bit about some topics that we had surrounding the conference and KSB TV. So first I want to say hello to Hex Lion. How's it going, Hex Lion? Really interesting stream today, huh?
Yes, hello to everybody out there. And yes, we have a really interesting stream today. Kodiak is already waiting in the green room behind. And we are talking about the start of Communis. And as you're seeing today, I'm wearing my Stake Hex Thank Me Later t-shirt because as a good old hex staker with a lot of native stakes, Avid, same with you, we are qualified for a new free claim named Communis, and we will talk about everything about that in a minute. So just a short thing, Communis is based on the t-shirt system, and I guess with this kind of introduction you wanted to start, David, right? To tell the people like what we just did a couple of days ago.
Exactly. I was just a little bit out of context here because some audio was starting in the back and now I'm looking in the chat. So this is the perfect opportunity for you guys to like and subscribe, because when you're liking what we are doing, you will also like what we are sharing here in the screen share in a second. So let's bring that up. And I just want to talk about a couple of things that we have done in the last couple of days. So here you see my Twitter already, and I want to go to the next tab, which is what I posted about 2 weeks ago. I made 21 videos of Richard Hart and I gave that for free to the community to download that. And you see that right here. Here's the Dropbox link. You can go ahead, download that and spread that on your social media. And I've seen Hexicans already doing it and collecting a lot of views, a lot of impressions. Those eyes are all going to Hex. I love it. And I want to invite you to do the same. It's really easy. Just download them and then release them one by one every single day, maybe on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and so on. And this really will bring the eyes to Hex like we all want. So the next thing, KSB TV, we are organizing the Hex Cruise, and now we want to come out with more information, and you can learn everything about it on hexcruise.com. What a beautiful domain. Patrick, is there anything that you would like to say about the Hex Cruise?
Just that I'm really looking forward to it, and more and more Hexicans are coming on in the last couple of days as well. And I hope we will get our goal of over 100 Hexicans on the Hex Cruise.
Yes, I see the Hexicans in the Telegram chat, for example, already being excited. So come join our Telegram chat at KSB TV, and there you can learn everything about the Bahama Island, for example, the Hexico adventure. And then this was just yesterday. The power of T-shirts is a presentation that we at KSB TV are doing every single year at the HEX online conference. And I think this time it was really special because we had Crispy to back up all the data. And now this is a scientific approach to financial freedom. Patrick, what do you think? How did it go?
I think it went really, really awesome. And this is also like a must watch if you are a Hexican and if you made stakes in the Hex ecosystem, because if you did that, you are having shares or T-shares, and with those T-shares, you got plenty of free claims, of airdrops, of free money in the last 3 years. And it looks like this trend is about to continue.
Yes, we will learn everything about that today. But first, we want to talk about the online conference that is going on right now. And I believe, Patrick, today is the last day, right?
Yeah, today is day 4 of the online conference, and today will be the big day where Richard Hart will be speaking as well. And it will start in about like 7 hours.
So I'm really excited to see that. It became really rare that Richard Hart is on live stream. So I want to enjoy every single minute when he is on the Hex conference today. So you guys go to Maddie Allin's YouTube channel and check it out. Maybe already put some text in the chat that will help the algorithm, and we will continue. Here you see the schedule that Mehdi has, and let's click on it so we can just see when Richard is on. And this is panel 8 here. It is at 10 p.m. Eastern time, so a little bit late for us here where I am, but I still gonna watch the whole thing for sure. I'm really excited for that. But now, with no further ado, let's bring up our guest today, because I want to talk about free money and all the opportunities that come in the future with this project. How's it going, Kodiak?
Yo, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
So what I did not mention in the introduction is that Kodiak is a day one Hexican, and you are the developer of backuphex.com, right? Like one of my favorite sites to emulate all those Ethereum addresses, and look what are the Hexicans doing. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, Patrick, you came to me actually this time and you said, Abed, there is something going on, something really interesting, and we have to have this guy on. So I want to pass the first question to you today.
Yes, of course. And I mean, like always, like it is always when a new cryptocurrency comes out, the first question I'm asking myself there is like, what is the intention behind that? What goal does it fulfill, or why is it out there? You know, what is the why behind the new currency? And
Yep.
I mean, Kodiak, would you like to answer that at first? Like, what is the
Yeah.
why behind your Communis product?
Yes, the simple explanation. The ambition of the product is to add value to good staking behaviors in Hex.
And then I have just showed you guys here the link of Communis app. That's where we will be going in a couple of minutes. I just want to make sure that everybody has the link and can follow along. Then I guess the next question already from the chat, when airdrop? And we have to launch today, right? So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we just launched a few hours ago now. Got it verified on Etherscan. Yeah, so people are already out there minting their start bonuses and bonuses right now.
All right, so I see here already a couple of questions. Like one is, are staker app users eligible? Are HSI stakes, do they count? So let's wrap it up from the beginning, Patrick.
Yeah.
Maybe you can give us a little bit of in the introduction what you have learned so far about Communis.
Yes, sure. So Communis is, as Kodiak already introduced it, there to incentivize better staking behavior or positive staking behavior. As shown in our Power of T shares, what is the best staking behavior? Best staking behavior is if you lock up all your hex for the maximum amount of time, for the 5,555 days. And if you do so, if you, for example, lock up one T share for 5,555 days, this would give you, in the end of your 5,555 days period, the maximum amount of Communis. But there is even more game theory to it. You can also get a portion of your claimable, of your mintable Communis at the start, and there is also an option to stake your Communis to earn further passive income on them. And yes, I guess for the easy introduction, I did better this time. You know, guys,
I got
it's
all
like
the points, man.
completely new everything, you know, and we are doing it, all of this on the go. You know, I also found out like pretty recently about it, and just recently had the time to educate myself a little bit more on it.
So Kodiak, one of the questions we ask you in the green room is, for how long have you been working on that project?
Yeah, I think I started my first code commit was on September 8th, and then I probably finished around December 10th or something, early December, then got an audit started.
So Patrick just mentioned all the points, but now since you are the developer, you are in it since September, you said, like, what are the points that Hex line was maybe missing here that are so interesting about Communis that we definitely need to mention here in the beginning of our stream?
What was he missing? I think he said it pretty well. To the question of does Staker app qualify? I do believe that they allow you to sign for your stakes. So I believe they're able to mint for HSIs. I don't think they do.
Yeah, it should be the same way as David Frieda explained with the Hedron airdrop. So it should be just like the same.
Right, native
Go to.
stakes.
And I see here David asking, why have we not heard about it? Where's the white paper? Is there a reason someone would want to purchase or provide liquidity for this? So David, it is all very new. It just came out today. And that's probably the reason why you have not heard about it. Because so often how it is in crypto, when people ask, like, if it's so easy to make money, why does not everybody do it? Is because we don't know about it. And we need to spread the word first. And this is what we're doing with our stream here today.
And
Yeah,
actually,
and
that's the reason why I find it so interesting, you know, because there is no sacrifice phase, there is no
right.
pre-mine to a special address, there is no like a hype train going on like for the launch or something like that. It's just like a developer who want to incentivize better staking behavior, making a free for everybody code to use in and pure DeFi manners. And then it's just like I'm thinking about launching on Monday, and then Monday even before noon, here it is, guys. Have fun with it. And I like this way a lot, Cody.
Yeah, I wanted to design the product itself as if it had launched since the beginning, right? And it's a finished product. You're either a staker right now or you're not, you know. So these things didn't need a hype train, right? I believe that the product will speak for itself as more people learn about it. So.
And maybe that's why it's a good point right now, Patrick, to go to the Communis.app and show the people what are we seeing there, because some of the questions are surrounding the claim, for example. David James is saying, so there is no airdrop, just supposed to claim and then connect your wallet. And then other questions are surrounding how to get that free money. And I think this is what we should get into next, to explain to people how easy it is to claim your free Communis token.
Yes, of course. And if you want to, you can already bring up my screen share in the background. And I'm already connected to Communis.app. The link is already in the chat as well for you guys. And then I would ask Kodiak, like, where should I go first?
I guess the start bonus. Scroll down. Well, unless you see something you want to talk about, but yeah, there are 5 different ways: mint start bonus, mint end bonus, good accounting, restaking, and staking Communis itself bonus. So we could start with the start bonus.
All right, go ahead.
So
I scroll. Oh yeah, I scrolled down a little bit.
So the start bonus is an upcut front. It's an upfront cut of the end bonus. So with every stake,
Okay,
there is.
So in general, the whole calculations are always based on the mintable com at the end of a certain stake, and you're calling like the end bonus, and then all the other bonus are just a fraction of this, or like a cut, a share of this total end bonus.
Yep. So the easy example is if the end bonus is worth 100 com and the start bonus gives you 10 com, well, by the end, or when you mint your end bonus, you'll get the 90 com, right? The leftover, what wasn't minted. Yeah. So and this was modeled as a freemium onboarding, get people to see it, to interact with it, play with it, model. So, and it does vary between 180 and max stake length. So you have to have at least 180 day stakes to qualify for the start bonus.
So as the whole thing is like about to incentivize good staking behavior, all our short-term stakers are out of the game.
Yeah, and I think that's it's important to bring up that the rolling wave of short-term stakers that just they're whales who just stake for 30 days, they don't get to mint this every 30 days, right? So I think that's a pretty important aspect to this. But yeah,
and then
yeah,
this start bonus penalties, I guess the main reason you programmed that was that people are not like getting so extremely such a big amount of com in the beginning, or what was the reason for the penalties in the start bonus?
Yeah, so there's two things. There's just incentivizing minting sooner, right? If you don't want to mint your start bonus, that's fine. I mean, but you will be getting a less cut. And then the second one is what you said. Basically, it'll reduce the initial supply dump that we'd be seeing with launch of everyone coming in. Yep.
And then like the penalty example, that's just like a calculation based on the share rate, right?
Yep. So with every stake, you made that stake at a certain share rate, and that share rate only goes up over time. It's just a simple division. Whatever that resulted fraction is how much you get to keep of the start bonus. So 100 versus
so
200.
Like a day, or a day 3 staker, like who made the stake as early as possible, he would get like something between less than for 50%,
like 40,
because 40 something.
Yeah, it's like 40 something.
Let's not do math on stream.
Right. But and what that does, what that also does is it makes them, or us OGs, have to wait for the end bonus, proportionally, right? So if we do want the rest of that payout, we just have to wait for the full commitment to be fulfilled. So you're not losing. The penalty is not you losing anything if you still can fulfill your commitment, which I think is nice.
Kodak, we have one question about penalties here, which is there a big whale penalty in COM?
No extra penalty for big whales. The amount of shares you have in HEX will reflect proportionally in Communis. So if you're a big share whale, then you will be and you fulfill your commitments, you'll be a big Communis whale proportionally. So
if you mint it.
If you mint it, right. If you abide by all the requirements that are set up.
I mean, sometimes it can work out really well when you do not include the whales too much in airdrops. We have seen that in PLSD, for example, but obviously the whales like to play as well along. So, and this is now then a little bit more attracting for those bigger players for sure.
Yeah. And there are, mechanics in the end bonus that we'll get to if the whales or anyone just decides to dump everything, right? So.
Let's do one more question out of the chat, and then we continue on with communis.app. And one question is, any plans to build on top of it?
I don't, but, I'm still around, so, you never know.
And the great thing is with those things in crypto, you never know. Like you said, maybe somebody else is coming along and is building a nice product on top, like the Maximus DAO guys did with Richard's product, right?
Right. Yeah. And, I'm going to be focusing on community stuff, getting resources fleshed out for people to understand it first. And then, once everything's, done with that, and I feel I don't have to, put so much effort in maintaining.
All right, Patrick. So until now, we have talked about the penalties. When we go scroll down a little bit more, what else do we see there?
Yeah, the end bonus. So let's go with the end bonus, no?
Yeah, so the end bonus is required. You have to fulfill the stakes commitment. So if you had a max stake length stake, you can't actually mint the full payout until that term has been fulfilled, right? So
So at first I need to wait until my stake reaches the 100% progress. The 100% progress. And then before I run the end stake function with my hex stake, I have the possibility to mint my communis, right?
yeah, you have to claim the end bonus before ending the stake. It simply gets removed from the blockchain if you end the stake through Hex. So yeah, so and then another cool aspect of the end bonus or the max payout for the end bonus is that if you have stakes that are more than 10 years or 300 or 3,640 days, it's actually the longer pays better bonus is recalculated up to the full amount, up to the max stake length, which is like 300% instead of the 200% that is in the regular Hex smart contract. So if you're a bigger or a longer staker, you should see that reflecting your payout or what's claimable. And it's important to do that because otherwise you have people with 10 to 15 looking the same, right? And if you're going to tokenize shares, I don't think that makes any sense because you're not getting a daily payout like in Hex, right? So why would I treat 10 to 15 the same? That makes sense.
That makes absolute sense. So that's why a 10-year staker will get a third less communist than the 15-year staker, no? Because like the 15-year staker gets kind of another X more on bonus comp.
Right. It's at another 20% per year. Yeah.
Another 20% per year. Yeah. Like we have it with the longer pays better bonus, which adds 20% extra hex per year you're locking up until the 10-year mark, and your bonus timeline goes over the whole 5 period.
Yep. Sun camp. Yep, exactly.
Since this is so new and nobody has looked into it yet, and people are asking how to claim, everybody is really exciting for the free money, and they beg us basically if we can show how to claim so they can see it here right now with us live. Maybe we can do that once we're done. All right, yeah, now it's very easy.
Sure, let's do that. I just click on dashboard. I get a notification of my MetaMask. I connect with my MetaMask, and I go with our ksb.tv account. This one does not need anything besides like looking at my address. I don't need to sign everything for that, and you shouldn't. So if you found like at this section something to sign, you're at the wrong place. And let's see, our available start bonus, okay, stake communities, end bonus tab, no restaking obligation, current stakes. So our KSB TV account has one running stake of 15 years, which is like 5,475 days. It's already locked since day 592. That's like over 1.5 years already. And we only got like 82 B shares in this stake. So it was just 500 hex or something like that. And we see the maximal comp payout in the end of our duration would be 369, 108 billion comp. And from that amount, I could now mint nearly 19 billion comp. Was that right so far, Kodiak?
Yeah, looking good. Sounds great.
And then
what are
you
all
can
the
either
options that you can do there?
Yeah, you have two options. So if you have, for example, a stake ending, then you see here a second field with available end bonus calculations. And here at the top, you have the option to batch mint all start bonuses. Kodak, can you please explain what that does?
Yeah, so instead of having to manually say you have 10 stakes with qualifying bonuses, instead of having to manually go through each one of those, signing a transaction for each one of those, waiting for each one to go through, there's a batch function built into the smart contract that will just take the stake IDs of all those stakes and run that mint for every single one of them in one transaction, right? Which, you know, in my testing, you know, savings add up really quick. I think it was like 40% gas savings at just 20 stakes. So yeah, it's extremely convenient for anybody to just.
It saves a lot of money, but it also saves a lot of time for us Hexicans that are in for 3 years and maybe have a couple of stakes.
Yeah, some people have a lot of stakes.
Maybe it fits right here to ask this question here. If if I didn't already have 1,000 T shares, why would I buy this? What is the fundamental burn or deflationary mechanics?
Yeah, I mean, you have staking built into it. It's meant to reward good staking behaviors, and then after that, it's typical ERC20 speculation, right? If you like the design of the product and the intentions of how it was coded.
It is a clean smart contract. We have audits as well. I've seen that. That's one of the questions. You have staking built into it. There are game mechanics that are similar to the Hex game mechanics. So the philosophy is there. And if people like Hex, they will probably also like Communis. This is how I see it right now.
Yeah, I agree. That's, you know, that's what motivated me, is because I didn't see this done yet, and yeah, I couldn't help myself.
Patrick, don't go too fast. This is all things that the people want to see. So let's go back to where we left off, and then we look further into comments.app.
Yeah, so already as said, in the beginning, you see the available start bonus if you have a stake currently already ended, like with the full fulfillment. You will see next to this here the available end bonus, where you can also use the batch mint option, or you can scroll down and see the list of all your current stakes here as a list. You can also like sort this list. It just doesn't change anything because we only have one stake here. And then you can also manually select the stakes individually if you want to. And Kodiak, would you like to explain like this section with staked communis and this end bonus step?
Yep, staked communis. So yeah, we should go over staked communis first. With every start bonus or end bonus, you can stake whatever the claimable amount is, right? So if you want to open up
yeah, I know how I can show that.
Yeah, so
that's what you wanted to see, right?
Yeah, so you can use that interface. You can select the percent, or in the row itself, show details and edit the amount. And the main feature of this, or the main component of this feature, is that if you do not stake at least 50% of the end bonus, you are locked out from minting further end bonuses.
Do you mean like 50% of the end bonus or 50% of the start bonus?
The end bonus. The end bonus. So on every end bonus, there'll be a certain payout, mintable payout. 50% of that is accumulated into debt, end bonus debt. So on top of that, you can earn 5% APY in Communis with a 1.25% payout every 91 days or quarterly. So, and another aspect of this is that you can only stake it on the mint, right? So it creates this circuit where if you do go into debt and you want to climb out, you have to start new stakes and then mint their bonuses, right? And then stake those bonuses.
Can you repeat that? So only when you mint, only then you can stake, or can you stake whenever you want?
Only when you mint. So in the start bonus and in the end bonus is the only time you're allowed to put is when you can stake the Communis.
And what is the game mechanic behind that? What is the idea, the pumper mental? What does that do with the user behavior to have something like this coded in? What is your idea?
Well, the hope is that to further incentivize good staking behavior, right? So if you're minting Communis outside of the realm of shares, then you should be, I guess it gives Communis some defense against itself or against dumpers, right? That's the main let's say reason for it.
The times to actually get the Communis is narrowed down to the beginning or to the end of your claim, right?
Yeah, yep.
And this is also something that we see in HEX. This is basically an incentive to be blockchain efficient, as this is how I see it, because now we don't have the users doing things daily, for example.
Right, yeah, and minting's every 91 days for this bonus. Yeah, and
so if I would click yes mint, then I get like the MetaMask opened up, and yeah, it's too much fee. Where is Pulse Chain?
5, yeah, I know.
So let me.
Do you know why like the priority fee is also like listed here with 31?
So no,
Don't get it. Usually here we have like 1 or 1.5.
This is given through MetaMask. So I'm not. I would have to check.
It's given through MetaMask. But it doesn't change if I or doesn't change much if I edit it. So but what people could do, that's why I am showing that like in the extended options. Sorry for the German here. Never change this. The gas limit, never change that. But the way down there, just wait for it until they are lower again. Actually, today in the morning we were at 18 or something like that, and sometimes on the weekends it even goes down like to 10. And I would recommend that you wait it out until we have like 10 to 20 here, because with 30 grays right now, you are definitely not buying, paying more in fees as needed actually. So for example, you could get that for $2.50 or for $3 as well.
And now the question is, does it matter when you mint? Is it better to do it earlier, or can people have take their time and just mint it later on when they learn about the project, for example? Is there any disadvantage?
Yeah, so with the start bonus, there's the penalty of waiting. The further the share rate goes up in HEX, the less payout you'd get in the start bonus. And then for the end bonus, you have 37 days, which is about a tenth of a year, to actually claim that mint bonus, end bonus before you end your.
Yeah, so and there we are like also like educating the audiences since like 2 years already, that also with their HEX and stakes they should wait a little bit until the fees are down, because there is no need to pay like, I don't know, $100 or $200 for a 3-year-old end stake. Just wait for the next weekend to come, and then you can get that for 30 to 50 bucks as well.
Yeah, and I don't think the share rate usually, unless there's a very large stake ending, the share rate usually doesn't jump.
Yeah.
Common-
So
commonly.
actually, like when we go with our example, what we have here, if I would wait for the weekend, I would still get nearly the 18,945,000 million com
Yeah.
coins.
Yeah, it wouldn't be crazy. A day is nothing.
Yeah.
But if the share rate does change, or if it just happened to be a day where someone's large stake was ending, then you definitely notice it. Yeah.
And thank you so much, War Ants. Here's money for the feast. Kodiak, awesome work you delivered. DM me on Twitter, please. So this is War Ants. Thank you so much, War Ants, for this super sticker. Make sure to DM War Ants on Twitter or Telegram. Both would work, I believe.
And
let's go. Yeah, Patrick?
No, I mean, you wrote that. No, here is money for the fees. All right, then let's show the people. I will just stake it all because it's not much. So better to stake it out for long and just make more out of that. And then, yes, mint. Let's see if we got like already a little reduction. No, we are still at the $4. Good. The super chat was €6, so that's fine. And we just confirmed it and wait a little bit, and then we will see some more stats here on the side in a moment.
So with the Ethereum blockchain, we never know how long this is going to take. So that's the perfect time to ask some questions. But here we see already successful mint. Today we got lucky probably. But still, I want to bring in the question, is there a hex burning mechanism built in?
The burn...
Hex burning?
Okay. Yeah, he's asking if there's a hex burning mechanism. I think he has seen something like this in other products in the past.
There are exposed burn functions in the contract. But for others to utilize if they come up with some new product.
Oh, that's awesome. When they built on top of this, right? This was already a question as well in the chat. Another question here from Mobius, and this is also really important. Do we have audits? I have seen something in the Telegram, but I've not clicked on the audits yet. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, we've got a Certec audit, came back perfect. The only thing I changed was a order of operations precision keeping code change. So yeah, check out the audit. I'll be adding it to the main page soon, but for now it's in the Telegram pinned at the top.
And as I see it, Communis is basically a community token, right? As so always everything comes from the community, and then maybe something like this in the future as well. Will there be an NFT part of Com soon that has some features?
Not that I'm planning.
Well, that's from the community to decide to build something like this. I would go ahead, CI, and maybe organize something like this because you seem to be really interested in building on top of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then guys, if you want to add Com to your MetaMask here in the dashboard, just click on the top right on Com itself, and then you can add the token to your MetaMask pretty easy. Or in the Telegram group, you will also find a pinned message with the contract address. So now we choose to stake 100% of our Communis, so we have 0 Communis liquid. And in order to change that, anytime I want to, I could press here the withdraw staked Communis button, and then I just like keep in mind that with new start bonuses or new end bonuses and so on, you know, what Kodiak already explained to us. And then I can press here how much I would like to get out.
Yeah. You can withdraw at any time. There's no requirements. If you've staked it, you can always take it out.
And then also like to show the people that there is no flaw or something like that in the code. If I want to take it out, you know, it's even cheaper as the claim itself. I don't want to do that now, so I reject the transaction. And then you get like also a message here in the dashboard. So it looks good.
So when it comes to the staking, and we have one more question here from Hex Squid. So you cannot stake with bought Communis?
No. You would have to make new stakes in Hex.
All right. What could be one of the reasons that you programmed it like this? Because I think as a new user, if you buy Communis, if you want to stake it, it would be actually good for the market to lock up those Communis for at least 180 days, right?
It forces pressure to stake, right? If you do want passive income through Communis itself, if you want to earn Communis in a way that doesn't require you to continue staking HEX, then you'd have to stake it with the mint.
And for me, this actually sounds like an incentive to actually stake the HEX and not the Communis. So if you stake HEX, then you can stake your Communis with the stake.
Right. Yeah. It's a one-way circuit is how I envision it.
And
can you elaborate a little bit more on one-way circuit for people who might heard the term for the first time in the chat?
Yeah. So if you do want to earn passive COM, the only way you can do that is if you stake HEX, and then stake the minted Communis.
And then another question to that is, where does the yield come from?
Oh, from the staking Communis bonus. It's just thin air, just like you usually see, or what you see with HEX. Yeah. All right.
So it comes from the inflation of the Communis itself.
There's no cut or fee or something that's taking place and redistributing it. No. Yeah.
And now go with
from
the
Bruce
comment,
Lee,
and
and I
then
just want to read that out. If the coins can only be minted through the T-shares, then it becomes harder and harder to claim as time goes on. Buying an open market will be the other option then. Is this correct, the game mechanics here explained from Bruce Lee?
Yeah, so the share system in HEX, if you want to look at charts, sites like hexfire.io will show you total T-share supplies, right? And you can get an idea of it's just an idea, because really in Communis it'll depend on who ultimately mints or stakes, or what that behavior is like. But for like a total amount possible, you could look at a total T-share chart.
And from what I see, we can say no to this question. Is there a max cap of COM?
No.
But since you can only mint it in the beginning or at the end, and the T-share rate is only going up, it sounds to me like the inflation is deflationary. Does that make sense? Like we have less inflation in the future, I would say.
Yeah. Eventually,
reduced inflation. Yeah.
Reduced inflation.
That's good.
Yeah. That's exactly right. So, that's one of the harder things about this.
The next question from my side would be this good accounting bonus, because as I see Communis, it also is a token which is incentivizing to good account overdue stakes.
Yeah, well, in your base HEX smart contract, there's really no incentive to run the good accounting function on other stakes, right? Besides, maybe it's a very large burning stake, which will impact the pool of shares, right? So this is just to add some value to doing that.
And now,
what do I need to put there to find anything?
Yeah,
just putting various numbers. Give me something. Can you give me anything to show something here?
Patrick,
I'd have to look it up.
After you were claiming, you now have the Communis token yet or not? Because Warants is now saying now you should mint the tokens.
They are already mint. They are already minted, and with the mint, I also choose to 100% stake them. That's why we don't have any liquid in our wallet, but we have the 19 billion COM coins staked which
Perfect.
will earn us 1.25% per quarter.
I was busy with the chat, that's why I did not see that right away.
And another component to staking Communis is you have to fulfill at least one commitment to be able to start minting that Communis payout. Does that make sense? So because in this circumstance you only have one stake, you wouldn't earn yield. And what you would do is just make a 1-year stake, and then in 1 year, you would start to qualify. I just designed that to ensure that you can fulfill some commitment before qualifying for to mint the staking Communis bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like another hidden pump.
And then but here in the good accounting bonus section, I can put in like a staker address of a staker who has a bleeding stake, or I can search it by per stake ID.
Yeah. So for now, I'm not aggregating a running list of stakes that qualify for that bonus to run on other people's stakes, but that bonus is available after the end bonus grace period is gone, right? So 38 days. If a stake has still not been ended or good accounted, you can run the good accounting bonus on it.
Okay, so it will not be like for example, with the with really big stakes, that it is like a race. If I can good account those stakes before they are ending their stakes, I would get their Communis. So I can only get the Communis once the 37-day grace period is over.
Yeah, you can't double dip in between the two bonuses.
Yep. Because what I want to find out right now, I don't know like where Crispy has that. I'm only sure that it is there. Like bleeding stakes or something like that.
You try to find it. I will ask the next question to Kodiak here from Donald Victor. Is it just me, or I can't access the site? Have you heard troubles like this before? Do the people maybe have to delete the cookies or something like this if they cannot access the site?
I just hit refresh. Yeah, it looks good to me. I haven't heard that yet. Yeah, so I'd have to hear specifics.
From my experience, most of the time it's a user error where you maybe have to refresh your computer, right? Software is hard. Sometimes it is like this. The next question, when it comes to like the moment, obviously it just started. Everybody is now staking their Communis first before they do anything. Steve is saying liquidity is 0 at the moment. Are we just waiting for people to mint and provide liquidity?
Yeah, it takes a while for liquidity to be stable in new projects. Generally,
new projects where the coins are basically rare. We just saw the example with Hexline. He minted and then staked all of it. So where is the liquidity supposed to come from? I think it comes from the community when there's like the need for it, right? Then I think the market will react accordingly and do so.
Yeah. There's no fee or some automatic cut that's being taken from people to provide liquidity.
And this, I think, how it should be. The market should decide freely on things like this. CI is asking, are there any admin keys or immutable contract?
No admin keys, no pre-mine. Yay.
That's how we like our smart contracts.
Right.
Red Squirrel is saying, oi, oi, this is how it should be.
Yeah, no, and there's no OA. I didn't make an OA address that got a copy of everything. So you don't have to worry about that.
And we see Hex Toshi here, really prominent. Hexicans SL, he's saying, what's up, my boys, Ellen and Patrick? Quality airdrops are fantastic. Thank you, Kodiak. Yes, thank you so much, Kodiak.
Right on.
And one question is from Nate, app address. I think it's just the communis.app, right?
Yeah. You have it up on the, yeah. There you go.
One question.
Okay, I still cannot find like stake which qualifies for that.
Because if people heard about this project before, they could have just just to troll, just ran good accounting on larger stakes. So you don't know what's out there, right?
That's true.
And if there is a high value thing, you would think that people are probably fighting over it, or they're running to run it as soon as possible. Maybe.
And another question from Wets in Crypto: does it take a day to show reflect stakes in the COM system? If you make a hex stake today, would it be there instantly in communis.app?
It takes a day for your stake to lock in, right? So that is when you qualify for the start bonus, when you've officially committed to or started the commitment to the stake.
And this is a question I want to ask at the end of the stream, so there we'll do it again. I just want to make sure I ask it right now, so I do not forget. What is Kodiak's Twitter handle?
I don't have one.
That's what I thought. I'd never seen you on Twitter, but where could the people reach out to you if they want to learn more about Communis.app?
Yeah, if you go to Communis.app, there's a link to the Telegram that you can come join in. I'm Kodiak in that group. You can always send me a message. Hopefully I don't get bombarded, and I can get back to you. So.
Yeah, Telegram is really the best place from my experience, where you can ask people that are in the project, have done research already. It is a safe place because it is open, it's public for everybody. If somebody is saying something negative or malicious, then all the other moderators, for example, can take action. So actually, that's why I like Telegram for these kinds of research a lot. I think you guys should definitely join the Communis Telegram group.
There's a lot of good functionality for programmers or developers too to create their own bots, right?
Another question from Nate J: does it work for HSIs?
Say that again. Sorry.
Does it work for HSI, the Communis?
I don't believe so. No, I don't believe they let you sign transactions as the address that is, where the stake is under, right? From what I understand, every HSI is a new address, and there's
yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So no, sorry.
I have another question. I like here on the bottom of the page, I see referral system. Can you explain me that?
Yeah. So 1% of start bonuses or end bonuses will go to somewhere, right? An address, whether that be someone you referred, like on Communis.app, it's set up to be a referral system where you can give out a referral link, and then others will, when they mint their start bonus or end bonus, you would get 1%. But it could be something more if somebody wants to say, do a daisy chain, new product or whatever, and then just give it to themselves, that 1% to themselves, if they can convince people to go through their product. What else? Or somebody could make their own interface, do it better than I did. That'd be fine. And then they would just force their referral address, right? Or their wallet address.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's 1% goes somewhere.
So we
right,
see
so
we have a
put
lot
that
of
in the chat
Hexicans.
that the people can use our referral address, huh?
Yeah,
just
please.
take it out of the private chat.
I will do that in a second. I have another question here on the screen. Please, can you ask about people who have staked through StakeApp? We already asked this question before, and this shows us that we have a lot of Hexicans that using the StakeApp. And Kodiak, you said you believe it is possible, right?
Yeah, they use Gnosis. Yeah, from what I understand, they're the only people who are using Gnosis. I forget the standard that Gnosis uses, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. You could claim Hedron through StakeApp, right? So
yes.
So they must have been able to sign for it, right? So yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah. It's a little complicated because you need to load up MetaMask. So if you Yeah, it's a little complicated. The best thing is to search for David Feeder Staker Pedron claim on YouTube.
Oh yeah, maybe he'll do another tutorial.
And every once
maybe
in a
he
while,
will do a video like for the Communis claim as well.
Right.
whenever we have people here on a stream not showing their face, people are a little bit suspicious, like they should be, and somebody's asking who is the dude on on the screen speaking without the face, and we already have Vets and Crypto saying, well, it is the developer. And normally how it is with the developers, they are not public that much, right? No Twitter, for example, only Telegram, just doing the work. So Kodiak, thank you so much for all your hard work. I'm really appreciating the new token that you are presenting here to us today.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a nightmare for a developer to come out in the sunlight, right? But I think the code speaks for itself, the audit, right? So.
And this is the most important thing for us, KSB TV, to show there are smart contracts out there, community driven, right? There's already community behind it. No audits, it's immutable code. We can all look at it. We can all battle test it, for example. And then it is free for Hexicans, and this is what I like the most, I must say. And now I will take my time to really look into the game mechanics, in the rules, because this is what I really want to understand. I have to go through the site myself, and then I'm really excited to see where the journey is going with those products built around Hex, on top of Hex, and everything just elevating each other. I think that's amazing.
Yeah. Communis is deep in the share meta for sure. So, if like you already understand the share system, so you've got a kind of a leg up on understanding the reach of this, right? So,
and I mean, this adds a little bit to the stickiness of the product, right? Like you have to take your time and look into it. It's not a one-day thing, So I like it.
Yeah. I mean, theoretically,
so
it'll be a consideration when making a stake in the first place for new people, right? That's the hope. So.
Here's another question from Roger Trustek. Nice one. That is the process when your stake ends. Do we need to claim before our stake ends like Hedron?
Yep. Yeah. You have to mint your end bonus before you end the stake on Hex.
I can already see people tweeting out, oh no, I forgot.
I know. If there was a way to not have that occur, then I would have done it. But
that's how it is with
the
next question will come from my side. What would you like to see in the next couple of months when it comes to comp?
What do I like to see? I guess just everybody weighing their opinion, right? I like to hear, even if it's good, what's bad, right? I'm not going anywhere as a staker, so any sort of feedback I'm going to listen to and keep with myself, right? That's what I would like to see.
So I just posted our refer link into the chat. I will also make it visible on the screen. So Patrick, you can verify that this is our onboarding address. This is our refer link for Communis. And can we speak a little bit about the benefits of putting out this referral for us and, adopting the people to Communis?
Yeah, I mean, if everybody in the chat would appreciate the informational stream we are doing here and click on that, then from all the mints of start bonuses and end bonuses, we would get 1%. I guess like if everybody in the chat would do that, then it would be a cool thing long term. But like you do, like you want to do, guys. So it's not a it's not a requirement or something like that. It's just like to show you the different options what you have with Communis.
And I think having a referral link is also really nice, because now you get this referral link from somebody like KSB TV, and the user can now trust that this is a verified link that actually leads to Communis and not anywhere else. So I actually like those referral links for this security reasons as well.
Yeah, good point.
And then the next question from Crypto Bigfoot: will Con be available on ETHW?
ETHW, what is that? Is that the
that's the ETH fork we miners did a couple of months ago.
No, I haven't put thought to it at all. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like
as
proof of work is
the
not the future of crypto. It's the proof of stake system that is taking over more and more. So it's definitely valid to ask why to go back to
and
proof of waste.
and I would like to add something like to this comment. So for all those people who are yeah, worried about those Ethereum forks like ETHW and ETF, please keep in mind that those forks are not with the best intentions, because as David already said, the future lies in proof of stake, and you will not get a copy onto the Pulse chain with all the funds you have on those two forks.
Good point.
And I think Pullchain is really where it's at crypto. This is what everybody is waiting for. I even have the feeling Pullchain could start the bull run in 2000 when it starts. I do not know when it starts actually.
And I mean, now to the end of our stream, I would also like to get a little bit in some more critical points, if you don't mind, Kodiak. So one critical point people mentioned is like, is this just like another vampire attack towards Hex? And the second more critical question was like, who should even buy it if you if it's just like a massive inflationary free mint coin, which besides that does not have any value. So that was like that was the concern.
Yeah, so you'd have to look at, comps, right? Why there are some projects that are just pay gas and mint forever, right? And I'd like to think this has a little more thought put into it than that. What was the first question? Did they write it down?
Sorry.
I think we can sum it up with people asking for what is the fundamental of Communis?
Yeah, the first question was like, is it a vampire attack towards Hex?
Vampire. Well, if you're a staker, I find it hard to believe that you would get vampire. How it would be possible, right? Because this comes from shares, right? Now, if my hope is that this emulates the principles that we see in Hex: stakers win, traders lose, right? So that's the hope and the design intention.
Mm-hmm. And then the second question was like, who should bother buying that?
Yeah, that's up for every individual to weigh, right? I'm sure eventually there'll be a stable liquidity on the open market, and if you appreciate the design and intentions of the product, then do what you will. So, and if you don't, do what you will, right?
Well, as I see it, you have the speculation. We mentioned that before of like any ERC20 coin or any crypto, we are speculating that the price goes up. Well, so this is the first point why somebody should buy Communis in my point of view. We have the staking mechanism, we have the game mechanics, but then it all comes up to this question, I guess, from Ryan here. What is the APY for staking com? Because then this is one of the biggest incentives, I guess, to stake, to use the coin, to hold on for it for dear life. Do you have already an idea what the APY could be?
Yeah, it's set to 5%. And, if you look at the total T share rate and how much it goes down and how rare a share is getting, it's hard to know if 5% is too much or too little, but I feel like it might be too much. You never know. So 5%.
It's like the number of the hex inflation. Richard Hart was asked once, why is the hex inflation 3.69%? And, you just have to pick a number in this case, he said.
Yeah, you don't want to set it to like big numbers like 50% or too little like 1%. So it's like you don't know. And so yeah.
And I mean, what I like is with the start bonus, where you can get already like a good percentage, especially if you are a maximum staker, a 5555 staker. If you get like 20% of your all possible come in the beginning of the 15-year term, and you stake that for the whole amount of time as well, 100%, then you can make like a bunch of extra come on along the way of your 15-year stake.
Yeah, so maybe we should talk about the restake bonus as well, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so there's a restake bonus mechanic in this where whenever you mint an end bonus, it keeps track of the amount of shares that stake had as well as the stake days it had. So if you restaked in HEX an equal to amount or up to double the amount of shares that was in that end bonus, you would qualify for the restake bonus, which simply doubles the start bonus. Okay, so and then the large implication of that is, so for like a max leg stake, say your next stake ends, you mint the end bonus, and then you just restaked, assuring that you staked enough to get the same amount or up to double the shares. When you go to your start bonus, it's 50% of that value up front, right? And you can stake that and earn APY passively in
5% per year.
Communis, right?
Mhm.
And it also reduces the debt when that stake comes up, right? The end bonus debt, because you cut it in half basically. So 50% of 50%, right? Did I say that right?
Yeah, understood. And I guess we should bring up my screen share again because we see liquidity. It looks
Yeah.
nice because I don't know like how much
Q.
percentage increase it was, but I had a look before the Uniswap, so that was like a $10 transaction or a $1 transaction could have
Right.
made this green candle. So but it looks like somebody pulled already like a little bit in there. Yeah, so we have 100 USDC and we have 674 billion come in there. Yes, there is the ads transaction, and then somebody bought worth $100 worth of come.
Yeah, which is
And
dangerous because
got
slippage
like
is crazy.
nearly $1 trillion for that. So for this $100 transaction, he got like a billion? No, yeah, a billion.
675
Sorry, a
trillion.
billion.
Oh no, one
Almost a billion,
billion.
or not?
Almost a trillion.
Oh, a trillion.
Almost.
Yeah.
No, a trillion has 12 zeros. A billion has 9 zeros, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah. So this 993 million. Yeah. I guess that's a pretty high price right now. Just like I don't know my feeling here.
But at the end, the market will decide, right?
Yeah.
Who are you to say that the market is wrong? So next question here from CI: where does the 1% com go? I don't know. I've not read anything about the 1%.
The referral?
I guess that he is mentioning that. Where does the 1% com go?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the referral bonus.
To the address who you are like pressed to open up the dashboard. So if you click like our link in the chat, for example, then you would get to communis.app, and if you then interact with the code, then you get what is shown to you there, and our onboarding account would get 1% of that amount in addition, right? It's coming out of inflation of the code as well.
Right, 1%.
The referral program.
Yep.
We have talked about that before, but I want to just make it clear for Ryan again. Can you stake liquid com at a later date, or does it have to be done only when minting start bonus? You can do it at the beginning, at minting, and also at the end, right?
Yep, you have to have qualifying start bonus or end bonus to stake Communis, and it's done on the same transaction.
so the best way for stakers who have like several stakes would be first to check if there is any end bonus, and if not, then go with the batch transaction of the start bonus. Ideally, you wait until the Ethereum gas fees are as cheap as possible, let's say, and then I personally would recommend to go with a 100% staking default option, because with a really cheap additional transaction, you could just end the amount of communis you want to end at a given time frame. So at first, like, go with the 100% option, and like in a month or in half a year, when you say, okay, I would like to have 1% of my com liquid now, then you just go like withdraw, enter this 1%, and then you withdraw it out of your stake.
Yep, you
Awesome.
can always withdraw.
The people are really enjoying the stream today. Obviously, they like the free money. They like all the alpha from Kodiak. They love the amazing code that we are presenting. And $2 are coming from War Ants. Kodiak, jacket or shirt? Can't find you on Twitter. And War Ants is known in the community to make those awesome jackets. And I guess he's just asking you, would you like to have a jacket or a shirt? I guess this is something that he would like to communicate with you in the DMs.
Yeah, I'll take a code. I don't have a Twitter though. So you could, DM me on Telegram if you have one.
Telegram is the way to go. And Ryan Lopez here, thank you so much for the $50. Thank you, Kodiak and KSBTV and other incentive to stake HEX. Yes, this is what Communis is all about. To incentive.
Hey,
to
$50,
HEX,
awesome,
also,
Ryan. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan Lopez here.
And it's really not only an incentive to stake HEX, it's also an incentive for good staking behavior, right?
Yeah, right. That's the whole thing is aimed towards that goal.
And one of the reasons why you did it like this is, why did you choose the minimum of 180 days and not more or less, for example? Was there any thought behind that?
Well, it's 90 days for principal, right? In the emergency end stake bonus. So I just said, well, if they waited 180 days, then I guess, or they made a 180-day stake, then maybe they'll wait 90 days. That was the basis of it.
And we see already the users claiming the Communis token, CryptoKobe. Wow, it shows I have a lot of trillions to claim. The number is so big, lol. Thanks for the free coins.
Yeah.
And then should we batch mint as soon as possible if we already have existing stakes?
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit. So depends which one you're talking about. The end bonus, you have 37 days after your stake is due for ending to first end the min end bonus. And then the start bonus is penalized depending on the distance between the share rate which your stake was made at and the current share rate within HEX.
All right. So from what I've seen here, I have 2 more questions that I definitely want to ask, and then we have about 10 more minutes to finish up the streams. So if you guys have some more questions that definitely have to be answered, then now is your time to ask them. Here, the next one from Jay. Question: when the tokens are staked, will they be burned just like HEX or ICOSA, for example?
Technically, they're just not minted, right? So on your minting, it will just reduce the payout, and then keep that associated number into a reference to that number in the smart contract. Yeah, so not technically burning, but
they basically never existed in the first place, right?
Right, exactly.
That's a good way to look at it, I think.
Whatever you call that.
And next question, Kodiak, could you please explain the debt mechanics a little bit more?
Okay, so there's 2 debt systems. There's the end debt, end bonus debt, and the restake bonus debt, if you want to call it that. The restake debt is accumulated on every end bonus. 50% of your end bonus payout is accumulated as debt, as well as the largest stake days that stake have, or that you've had, and that debt goes away after you mint your restake bonus, right? So once you make a new stake, it qualified for the restake bonus, you minted your restake bonus, that debt goes back to 0 for the next end bonus. And the end bonus debt, same thing, 50% goes to the accumulation of debt. Did I say the restake one? The restake one accumulates the shares associated, not the payout. The end bonus accumulates 50% of the payout in Communis as debt. So that if you do not stake 50% or more of that debt, you are then stopped from minting further end bonuses. And you also get free passive income from staking.
So a lot of stickiness here in the code. I really like that. A lot of thought went into that. And Warren says that it feels like we are interrogating Kodiak here. I'll give the man a breathing take. So maybe an easy question here at the end before we are looking if there are any more questions. One question was surrounding the name. What is the inspiration for the name Communis?
So Communis is just old Latin for community, right? So yeah, and I think the share system is the only lasting thing that kind of represents a community, right? So yeah, I think it all ties together along with the icon. So
now I see we may have not understood the last question correctly. So from Jay, my question was not understood. When I stake my hex, the tokens are burned, take away from the circulating supply. Will the same thing happen when I stake Com? And here is the difference when you yes.
Well,
yes.
it's not.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, but I don't see it like on EasyScan in the total supply, all the staked Com. I only see liquid supply.
Right. Yeah. So that's exactly right. So in the way it works is it just doesn't mint it.
So when you
so it is not in existence, right?
Right. So I guess it's burned
until it gets minted.
You know, it never existed though as well. So
okay. So it's not getting burned, but it's not minted into existence as long as they are actively staked.
Right. So whatever you call that, is it burning? Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, it's not really burning. Yeah.
And here another question from Ryan Lopez. When you stake your Com, how long is the term for? It is a minimum of 180 days, and then the rest you decide on yourself. But we just did a 5555 stake, I believe, here on the onboarding account, right?
I think he meant the staking Communis itself, right? So,
yes. So go ahead.
So no, there's no term. You can withdraw at any time with the end bonus debt in mind, right?
All right, guys, we have 100 people watching for 1 hour straight. The number has been so high from the beginning. So this shows how much excitement there is from the HEX community about this token. It is a free airdrop, and I think we should celebrate that because this is what Richard Hart likes as well. Free money to the Hexicans to give the power back to the Hexicans. This is what we have seen the last 2 years, more and more and more. And this is the newest addition to the HEX ecosystem, I would say. I'm really excited to see how this all plays out. And Kodiak, are there any last words from you that you definitely want to share with our KSB TV community here?
Yeah, I hope this product sets a good precedent for, for when people are looking into new products or coins or what have you. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm glad you said how many people were watching at the end there. I would have freaked out if you said that at the beginning. No, but it's all good. I appreciate you guys talking with me today.
So one more question. What is the website DAB to claim? Let's put that in the video description as well. Let's maybe also put it in the chat so the people really have the right link to click. I will also put our Communis refer link in there. So if you guys click this, you for sure now you will go to the right side, and you are supporting KSB TV with all that we are doing. We got so many super chats today. I'm really thankful for that. Thank you guys for your participation. Hexline, thanks for bringing this news up to me that today this awesome token is launching, because otherwise I would probably miss it and only done it like maybe tomorrow or the next couple of days, which is no problem for the users as well, right? There's no hurry too much here at all. So now is the time to research Communis. Go to communis.app and learn everything about it. Hexline, any last words from you before we end the stream?
No, you summed it up perfectly. I also want to say thank you to Kodiak for coming by and explaining everything. I hope everybody now has like a better view of Communis.app, of the dashboard as well, and of the different functions of the new product. And just again to sum it up, no sacrifice, no special addresses, no admin keys, just a pure DeFi code made by a day one Hexican who just wants to incentivize long-term or positive staking behavior.
And you see it right now here in the video. It is t.me/communis crypto for the Telegram, the best place to learn everything about it, because there you have people that has already done research, maybe already asked critical questions, and you can learn from them. Thank you guys, everybody, for participating. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also hit the bell, because we on KSB TV are always all around the week, right? We do never know exactly when we're streaming, so you definitely want to hit the bell to never miss streams like we had today with Kodiak, to learn about the new innovations that we have in crypto, and most important, free money. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Right on. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Thank you.